I cannot stress this enough, folks. My name is Devontae, and I sacrifice my time and money and well-being so you don't have to. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so first things first. I don't know how many matches they're gonna have tonight. I seen the card last night. I didn't count it, but the fact that Nigel and that other douchebag kept going on and on and on throughout the match card, it just makes me dread the amount of matches we're gonna have tonight. Let me see. Okay, maybe okay, I'm gonna cross my fingers and just pray and hope that maybe I rewinded a couple times by accident. Maybe something looped on my YouTube television and I just wasn't paying attention. Maybe it wasn't that many matches. Okay, let's see. I'm on the Wikipedia page for WrestleDream. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, wait. Well, these are all pre-matches, right? The first 4 matches are pre-matches. Now we have 5. So let's just say we'll say 5 as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh God, 9, 10. Oh no. Why is there 14 fucking matches on one fucking card? Oh God, it is 10 fucking matches on the main card. Kill me. I don't want to do this. Why did I agree to this? Oh God, okay. All right, I'm gonna need drugs. I'm gonna need drugs for this. I don't want to do this. I'm gonna need drugs. Oh no. Oh wait, okay. Compose yourself. Maybe these matches are good. Let me just run down the match card. Fuck that pre-show. There's no fucking way I'm watching that pre-show. Okay, we got Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. Okay, I know that. We have Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. Okay. FTR and Aussie Open. Alright. MJF versus The Righteous. We have a 6-man tag match with Jericho and the Golden Elite versus the Don Callis family. Christian Cage versus Darby Allin in a 2 out of 3 falls match. It doesn't have to be 2 out of 3 falls, though. Eddie Kingston versus this fucking Kris Statlander and Julia Hart. Oh God, that could have been on the pre-show. The Young Bucks versus the Guns versus the Lucha Dragons versus Orange Cassidy and motherfucking Hook. Oh God. And Ricky Starks versus Wheeler fucking Yuta. Oh, you motherfuckers better like the shit out of this. You motherfuckers better share the shit out of this. I hate you all for making me do this. Oh God, it's like it's like paying $50 to be executed. Oh God, okay. Devontae, shut the fuck up, man the fuck up, and let's just get through this shit. Let's just go in, let's just fucking do it, and let's just get this shit over with. I'm going into the fire, let's go! That was such a dumb fucking match. That was just retarded. I'm sorry, folks. Look, I'm a guy who likes a little bit of goofiness and a little bit of comedy. It breaks away from the monotonous type of booking style, if you will, because everybody takes themselves so goddamn serious in professional wrestling nowadays, at least in WWE. I don't see that in AEW. You may see it sometimes, but not all the time. This was not one of those times. This was just what a way to just kill the Righteous right off the bat. Like, look, I like MJF, bruh, but all of this, what the fuck was this, dude? What the fuck? I like the Righteous. Not only, it's the ROH Tag Team Championships. We're not even talking about the AEW Tag Team. They could have won this match. This match was written on paper for them to get those belts. And I know people are going to be like, oh, well, no, I'm a millennial, Devontae, what the fuck you want to call me? Like, they just want to use those belts in order to get to the kingdom because you have to push the match and yada, yada, yada. You didn't have something that, like, you know, tell a story. Like, actually tell a real fucking story. Don't just fucking blindly do this goofy, dumb shit and make the Rights look incompetent as fuck. Because that's what they looked. They looked incompetent as fuck. This was terrible. This was terrible. How the fuck, not only is it a handicap match, but you have a guy the size of MJF taking on these two behemoths, and he gets like 80% of the fucking offense. He even cut a promo before the match and he called this shot. He's like, I'm gonna hit the big one with a body slam. And I'm just like, not only did he hit the body slam, legitimately, they didn't, I can't even tell you what offense. The biggest high spot of the match they got offensive-wise from MJF was a Swanton bomb. Outside of that, MJF took the entire match. He goofed around, he did the stupid-ass kangaroo kick nonsense. He took one of them and threw him up the other one's ass. He just made them look like fucking clowns, bro. He made them look like absolute fucking clowns. Then he beat them with the Heat Seeker power driver. It was just like, the match was really short, which I'm fine with. But like everything else that surrounded it, it was just, this was nonsense. This was absolute nonsense. This is your fucking opener? This is your opener? To your WrestleDream? Like, I was at least expecting something a little bit more high octane. Like, this was just dumb. So what, if Adam Cole was actually there, what would it have been, a back and forth with a hot tag? One of the high spots in the match was MJF, like, going, well, I wouldn't call it a high spot, excuse me. But one of the, well, yeah, I guess it will be a high spot. I don't want to confuse high spot with spot monkey. But he was going to go for a tag on in a corner, but Adam Cole wasn't there. This was just all goofy. This was all goofy. This was just dumb. This whole match was dumb. Just, wow. So, WrestleDream though, right? WrestleDream. I'm pretty sure Antonio Inoki's looking down at this match and he's giving it the complete thumbs up. How do you kick off the night and so far this is your worst match of the night? Make it make sense. It was so stupid. Yeah, I'm already regretting this. This is such a terrible show so far. I'm already regretting this. This is bad. This is really, really, really bad. I don't even know how to judge this match. They didn't do a fucking thing in this match. Like, this is why I fucking hate strong style wrestling, dude. Like, I like the old strong style when we're talking about, like, you know, like Kobayashi and Misawa. I don't mind that. Even the women to a certain degree, like Kyoki and Manami, I don't mind any of those matches. Hell, even some of the newer versions when you start getting around the fucking, what the hell is his name again? What the fuck is Okada and like Tanahashi? I don't mind any of those matches, bro. But then you get to Eddie Kingston and dude, you know, like, he's so bad. Like, I don't see what people see in this guy, dude. Okay, he's good at promos. That's about it. Be a manager, dude. He's so fucking bad, bro. No one can tell me, bro. I've seen Shibata wrestle before. Maybe it could just be, maybe it's an English barrier or whatever the case may be. They didn't do a fucking thing. All you had was maybe like one or two like transitional holds. You got like a fucking abdominal stretch. Then you go straight to these fucking non-selling type of moves that Shibata keeps getting up from. And then like they just idiotically hit each other for real in the fucking face, which I don't mind if you're telling a story. But there is no story. There was nothing comprehensive about this. There was no structure at all. And then he hit a powerbomb and he just wins the match out of nowhere. And I know he beat Cesaro with the powerbomb, but goddamn, tell some semblance of a fucking story. Like, what is this? That was so fucking bad. And you're gonna have these ROH, AEW, New Japan cucks are gonna be like, this was such a good fucking match. This is so awesome. No, it wasn't. They didn't do a fucking thing. His fat ass just sat there getting hit for real, and then his stupid ass opponent, he just no-sold every goddamn thing, and then you got to his finish where he actually hit the finish, and then he did it. And this was so dumb. This is so fucking dumb. This was dumb, bro. And now we have Kris Statlander versus Julia Hart. Please, please deliver. Somebody. I don't care if it's a woman. I don't care at this point. Just for the love of God, somebody deliver. We're already 2 matches in. I'm hating my life already. Who would have thought in a million fucking years dealing with AEW that the women of all people would be the first ones to actually deliver a good match, or a decent match at the very least. This match actually was pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. I would definitely say, at least for me, top 10 women matches in AEW history. These girls went out there and they busted their asses. I always love the combination of a really strong female versus a female who's very agile and very small, but can actually go in the ring. And Julia Hart, she can go now. She can go. She rarely botches with her high spots. Her expressions are really, really good. She's very, very on point with whatever position she has to be in. Like, I can't say it enough. Julia Hart, man, the most improved wrestler, like, period. Like, I can't stress this enough. If PWI or the One or whatever gives it the most improved award, if she ain't giving the most improved award, I don't know who the hell your editor is or who the hell your voters are. You guys are biased as all shit. I'm going to call you guys misogynist, and that's coming from a misogynist himself. I'm not misogynist. I love women. I'm just joking around. I love women. I came from a woman. Therefore, I love women. Women are awesome. Oh, my God. Especially when I have sex with them. But the finish. Okay, so I'm not one of those guys who likes to be hung up on, you should have won the match. Oh, you should have lost the match. Oh, being booked. Oh, the winner is going to completely ruin the match for me. This is one of, I sometimes I get upset about that. If you guys know the history of the channel, very rarely do I, but this is one of those times. The match was good, and I love the finish, and I love the sequence and everything. The whole freaking, she hit the moonsault on, Kris Statlander, picture perfect, one of the best moonsaults in the business. And Kris Statlander, she put her foot on the ropes in order to get out of the move, right? And she locked in the rings of Saturn. I don't know what she calls it, but it's the rings of Saturn, the brutalizer, or however you like to refer to it. And Kris Statlander picked her up from that position, hoisted her up on her shoulders, put her in a tombstone power driver position, hit her with the tombstone, picked her back up, and hit her with a cradle tombstone power driver. And she got the win off of that. And it's not as if this match wasn't bad. It's not as if the finish of sequence wasn't really dope. They killed it. They actually did kill it. But Kris Statlander definitely shouldn't have won this match. I'm sorry. Kris Statlander, as far as a character, as far as being engaged, because believe it or not, the fans were chilling, dear God, cocaine, don't do it. They were cheering Julia Hart. Believe it or not, she was the one that was over in this match more so than Kris Statlander. And that's because Kris Statlander doesn't have anything to engage with. Why should she retain the title? I never understand this backwards ass logic in professional wrestling nowadays. Why do they just insist on doing things with people who are less over compared to the opponent that they're facing against? Kris Statlander ain't over with anybody. She fucking sucks from a character standpoint. I'm not talking about her in-ring ability. Okay, there's more layers to wrestling than your stupid ass in-ring stuff. I'm talking about her entire package. She sucks. And Julia Hart, she's actually somewhat over with the fans. She's actually new. She's actually shown great improvement. And I think she should have been rewarded with that improvement. On top of the fact that she's over with so many fans. And just to let Kris Statlander win, I thought that was a bad decision. Julia Hart should have definitely won this match. And you're gonna have goofballs. Well, Kris Statlander, she just won the belt not too long ago. Shut up, bro. Shut up. You guys get on my fucking nerves with this numerical record bullshit. No one gives a shit about your nonsense record keeping. Oh man, she has to win it for a couple of days, but no one gives a shit. Who is more popular? Who's more fun to watch? Who has the semblance of a fucking character? Oh, I'm sorry, that happens to be Julia Hart. So therefore, she should get the goddamn belt. This isn't goddamn rocket science. God damn it. Kris Statlander has nothing to show for whatever she's doing right now. Julia Hart does. So give the goddamn belt to her. It's just so stupid. And of course, fans are going to argue this. And I get it. From the standpoint that I want to smash Kris Statlander. I do. My penis inside her vagina. Maybe fill up with a couple of babies. I won't take care of them. I get it. But that still doesn't mean that she should be champion. She doesn't deserve it. She had her run. She can now be a former champion. That could be in her record, but if you care so goddamn much about records, let her go. Let's see what Julia Hart can do with the belt. She probably needs it more than this dumbass needs it anyways. Good Lord have mercy. Okay, let's get on with the next match. I forgot what it is. Who is it? Probably that Fatal 4-Way tag match. I see the Lucha Bros, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara coming out. So let's see what the hell's going on with that. That's all I gotta say when it comes to this Fatal 4-Way tag team match. It's just, And you know, I said this last week, but I'm gonna keep reiterating myself until the point seeps into most people's heads that maybe they can start bitching about this to Tony Khan, AEW, whoever's in charge. I don't know if it's Tony still. CM Punk kind of CM Punk kind of fucked up my mind in regards to knowing whether or not Tony Khan is actually in charge or not. But this Fatal 4-Way tag team match, it's like, you've seen one, you've seen them all. I feel like they have this type of match on every AEW pay-per-view show. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not the case, but I feel as if they do. And that speaks more so to the fact that we just see this kind of shit all the fucking time. I mean, I'm pretty sure if this was like 10 years ago even, I remember the Motor City Machine Guns and, ironically enough, the Young Bucks, when they went and buy Generation Me and Beer Money, they were having matches like this all the goddamn time back in 2010, 2011, and I was getting a kick out of that shit. That was awesome at the time. ROH has always had matches like this for the most part. It's just like when you see these matches on such a consistent basis on every episode of Dynamite, and then you see it on Rampage, then you see it on Collision, and I'm pretty sure you might even see it on Dark when it was around in Dark Elevated, if that's, or which one is not missed, who cares? I don't care. It's like you see the same shit all the time. Now, I would say, granted, this is one of the rare ones where they told somewhat of a story. Ray Phoenix got taken out early on. I'm not sure if that was real or not. I mean, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I really don't care. I mean, I hope he feels better if it is real, but other than that, I mean, sure, I guess, whatever. So it was up to Penta to pretty much be the Kane in the Fatal 4-Way TLC match in 2002 in this match. And unlike Kane, he didn't win his match. In fact, he was the one that took the losing fall. And you got so much shit broke out in this match that really had no substance or any rhyme or reason to take place. It was like a video game. It was literally a video game match. Spot, 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 spot. Again, the only story is Phoenix being taken out of the match and Penta having to fight for himself, which he wasn't even there for like the first half of the match. I don't even know what to notate as far as my favorite spots, because I see these spots all the goddamn time. I mean, you already know sooner or later you're gonna get the obligatory super kick spot, right? Where one guy super kicks another guy super kicks another guy, then another guy super kicks, but he blocks the kick and he makes him hit his other person in the face with a super kick, and then he hits a super kick, and then there's a super kick party, and it's like, oh, good God Almighty. And of course, who do you guys think won the match? Between the Young Bucks, the Guns, Hook and Orange Cassidy, and Penta and Ray Phoenix. Who do you think won the match? I told you Penta took the fall, so you know his team's out of there already. So out of those three teams, who do you think won the match? I'll give you a hint. It wasn't Hook and it wasn't Orange Cassidy, and if it wasn't those two, do you think I'm gonna say the Guns? Of course it had to be the Young Bucks to win the match, because they always win their goddamn match, like the Randy Orton of the tag team division, or the John Cena, or the Roman Reigns. These guys here, man, I wasn't expecting anything else different. They ended up winning the match when they hit Penta. I mean, actually, it was kind of a little bit of a botch. I think it was Nick Jackson. He tried to do some bullshit, convoluted evasive maneuver near the ropes, and he ended up botching a little tiny bit. He recovered quick enough, though, and they ended up hitting a super kick, clothesline combination. Then they hit him with the BTE trigger to win the match. It is what it is, man. I don't necessarily care. Again, you've seen one, you've seen them all for the most part. Let's get to the next match. Oh, look, it's Swerve versus Hangman Adam Page. Okay, hopefully they should do something. Fuck, it's only been like an hour and some change now, bro. Still got like 3 hours left, most likely. Damn, man, I hate this shit. I hate my life right now. Yo, Swerve, that's what I'm talking about. That match was good. That was good. Never mind the fact that the outcome went exactly how I wanted it to go. I tell you, it does elevate a match. For me personally, it absolutely elevates a match when a guy who I want to win really, really badly ends up winning the match. And I wasn't the only one who wanted him to win the match. Seattle was all over the place. They were on top of their hometown homeboy, however you like to refer to him. They were all over Swerve Strickland today, bro. That was lit. Watching the crowd actually give him his flowers. Now, granted, they were in Seattle, but man, Swerve, Isaiah Swerve Scott has always been like like, I can't put it into words, bro. His heel work, whether you're talking about when he was with Death Row up in NXT, all the way up to right here, man. That's why he didn't want to go back with Death Row, because he knew already with the 3 people involved, they were just holding him back at the end of the day. You know, I'm giving you guys a little bit of background. You know what I heard? I actually heard that he was never a part of the plans. The original Hit Row, Isaiah was never a part of that. Swerve was put in that in order to help that group a little bit more, because that group needed Swerve. Swerve didn't need that group. That group needed Swerve Scott. And look where they're at right now compared to where Swerve is at right now. Yo, they were not letting Hangman out. And it's not even so much, I don't think they hated Hangman Adam Page as much as they just love Swerve Strickland. You know what I mean? And yo, they went out there, and yeah, there was a little bit of nitpicks that I have with the match, more in particular the selling, like, God damn. And it's not just these two, bro, just AEW and their selling, bro. I swear to God, the only person that actually sells in that company is Bryan Danielson. Outside of Bryan Danielson, nobody else in that damn company sells, bro, at all. Like, my God. But outside of that, though, these two went out there. I like the story they were trying to tell. I like the atmosphere that carried over throughout the entire match, where they just were not giving Hangman the light of day at all. And these guys went in there, and again, aside from the bullshit no selling, they went out there and they hit a couple of deadly spots. You know, it was a spot that Swerve Strickland hit. I like the fact how he was working the arm. It kind of gave me Eddie Guerrero Edge vibes from SummerSlam 2002, how Swerve was working over Hangman's arm the entire match. I love the spot also when the referees, because he did this spot where Hangman was going to go for the buckshot lariat, and then like he pulled his arm down and then he put it in like a disarmer position, and then like he bent it somewhat backwards and he stepped on the arm and he made his shoulder kind of like go in the opposite direction of where it's supposed to go on the floor. And when he went on the apron, Hangman that is, you had the security guards and the referees checking up on him to see if he was okay, right? And while they're checking up on him, Swerve was like, fuck that shit. They're checking up on him, then he just gets on the rope and he hits him with the Swerve stump on the apron. I just thought that was really, really lit. That was dope as hell. Really, really dope. No breathing. I just love how sinister of a character Swerve Strickland is. He is so I don't like to say underrated, but he's so underappreciated as a heel. So underappreciated. And you got towards the finish where you had Prince Nana, which was fucking hilarious, by the way, because after that spot, right, he did the spot, he's trying to throw him in the ring, and all you see is Prince Nana come in camera view and go out of camera view doing his little dance. I thought that was hilarious. Eventually he threw him in the ring and they went back for a little bit longer, and he actually, you know, one of the more nastier spots in this match was Hangman hitting Swerve with the dead eye, the little crunchy he does on the stairs on the outside. I thought that was pretty brutal. I mean, granted, it is one of those spots where it's like, you know, 10 years ago it would have been an injury angle, but again, nitpick. I mean, I don't think it's really a nitpick, but whatever. I mean, the match was good, and you know, the story was fine, so I'll let it go. You got to the finish where Hangman Adam Page was going to go for the buckshot lariat, because he hit the first one, but Prince Nana ended up putting Swerve's foot on the ropes, and the referee caught him, and he sent Prince Nana out. While Prince Nana was freaking out, he ended up throwing his crown or whatever in the ring. He did it on purpose, obviously. And while the referee was pushing him out, Hangman Adam Page went to go chase him out of the arena, like, get out of here. And when he gets back in the ring, he tries to attempt another buckshot lariat. So as he's doing the formation of the buckshot, he rotates into the ring, and Swerve hit him with like a weapon. It looked like a crown, but I'm not really sure. And he went for the pin, and it was a false finish. Kind of a you know, a Mick Foley finish, because when he hit it, he immediately went to hit him with a couple of those house kicks he does, the little side head kicks. He did like 2 or 3 times before picking him up and hit him with the GML driver, and then he got the win off of that. So it was kind of a Mick Foley finish more so than a false finish, because after he hit him with the crown, he went directly into these brutal kicks to the side of the head, then went for his actual finisher, his secondary finisher, not the Swerve stomp, and he got the win. So overall, everybody was happy. Swerve absolutely deserved this. He absolutely deserved this. I was happy that he had his flowers. All of this was great, and good on Hangman for actually putting him over. Now, I know Hangman's been losing a lot. Well, I wouldn't say lose, but he hasn't really been doing much, so I'm kind of hoping they kind of run this back. But then at the same time, I'm looking ahead, and I know people are like, oh, Takeshita, international champion Takeshita. Fuck that. Give the international title to Swerve Strickland. That's where it should go. That's where it would be doing great business. Give the goddamn international belt to Swerve Strickland. And if you're not going to do that, I am perfectly fine with Swerve Strickland entering the feud with MJF. I know they're going to try to put some indie darling bullshit Jay White into that position. Fuck that. Okay, who's the goddamn better character? I don't give a fuck about your name quality or name equity that you have because you want to go do 452 tables on the goddamn indies. Okay, who has the better character right now? Who's one of the best heels in the business right now? Who's the best heel you possibly have right now who actually gets legitimate heat outside of his hometown? That'd be Swerve motherfucking Strickland. So give the goddamn belt to Swerve motherfucking Strickland. And if you're gonna give him the national championship, then put him in the goddamn feud with MJF. There you go right there. But with that being said, Ricky Starks about to have a boring match right now with Wheeler Yuta, so let's get to that right about now. Whose house? Oh man, this microphone is so goddamn annoying. I had to re-record this again. Okay, so let me talk about what I just got finished discussing beforehand. Unfortunately, I didn't see the finish for the Ricky Starks match. I seen the entire match. I literally look away for 2 seconds to read a text message from my old girl on my phone. And then I look up and I see the pinfall, but I missed the actual finish. Not that it really means anything because the match was very American oriented, I guess you can say. I want to speed through this because Bryan Danielson's wrestling Zack Sabre Jr. right now, which is weird. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But Ricky Starks and Wheeler Yuta, it wasn't really anything noteworthy to talk about. It was a Rampage match. Honestly, it was nothing worthy of talking about. The biggest high spot of the match is probably Wheeler Yuta doing the Undertaker's ring rope, but he's like jiving on the top rope, and I guess that's about it. You know, Wild Bill Hiccup comes out and he tries to help out, you know, his little twink, but he didn't do much either, and he saved them from running into the ring post. That's about as much as he actually did, and Wheeler Yuta lost the match. I can't tell you how he lost the match because again, I looked away for 2 seconds and I missed the maneuver that cost him the match, but he won the match. But, you know, take your pick. You either got the spear or you got the Rochambeau, or maybe they threw a weapon or cheated or whatever the case may be. It ain't worth talking about anyways. This match was very blasé. It's not even that it sucked in the sense that they did anything bad. It was just boring as fuck. Probably the worst match of the night in the sense of like, because at least with MJF, you know, in the opener, at least I was emotional about this. I'm not even emotional about this match. It was just boring. They didn't do shit in this. Very average. But what I want to talk about really quick before we get back into this match, because I'm focusing on what I'm talking, by the way. Bryan Danielson is wrestling Zack Sabre Jr. right now. That's not the main event. They're wrestling right now in the middle of the card. Folks, I just want to run through this really quick. You probably see it already because this is post-recording, obviously, but just to kind of give a little bit of heads up, at least for myself, we have Kenny Omega and Jericho still left. We have FTR versus Aussie Open. And we have Christian Cage versus Darby Allin. You know what that means, right? Now, again, this is post-recording, so you're probably already seen it. You can skip forward if you would like. You probably did already skip forward. Edge is debuting tonight. There's no way they would have put this in the middle of the card if they didn't have a special surprise keyed up and ready to go in that main event. And we all know Kris is going to win that match because Darby's going to go do some suicide mission in the mountains in a couple of months. So he's losing that match. He's getting ready to go exercise or practice or do whatever the hell Hillbilly's doing in rural North Carolina to prepare himself. He's going to get ready for that next month. Actually, I think it's later on. Maybe in a couple of weeks. So he's not winning that TNT championship. Christian's going to win that match. The question is, how is Christian going to win that match? You know how Christian's going to win that match. We all know how Christian's going to win that match. You think you know him. Let's get to Darby Allin. Darby Allin. Hold on. See where my mind is at right now. Let's get the Daniel Bryan versus Zack Sabre Jr. because I really want to focus on this. I've been focused on this, by the way, while talking at the same time. Again, I can chew, gum, swallow. Whoa, pause. God, wow, no. Okay, take that back. You know, just watch the match. I feel as if I talk too much and I'm saying too much. I'm giving away too much of my personal life. Pause again. Okay, so like I'm gonna get really, really, really nerdy. I never talk like this. I've never really carried myself like this on this channel before. So as you guys may know or you may not know, I'm a very, 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 very die-hard fan of the scientific aspect of professional wrestling. I am a devotee, a dedicated fan to technical wrestling. And the thing is, the reason why you see how I act on this channel is because it's fun. You know, I like to carry myself in this manner. It's really fun. It's really engaging. But here's the thing that you guys may not or you may not know about me. Up until like maybe 2016, I was a huge Smark. Now you may see the name Millennial Smark and you may think, oh, internet wrestling fan. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean like the stereotypical Smark, the one who could talk about the moves and really go really deep. Even to this day, even though it's been suppressed for a long time, I still remember every move that you could possibly think of that I could see on television, that I could see in any match. I could still go down the book as far as my wrestling history. I let a little bit of a show when I talk about like the historical aspects of professional wrestling, if you look at some of my older videos, like my series at the top 100 greatest wrestlers of all time series, I've displayed this plenty of times. So I'm going to get really, really nerdy in this match right here because this is something I've been wanting to talk about and this is something I've been wanting to see for the longest. So you had this match with Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. They felt each other out throughout the majority of the match. You had a couple of abdominal stretches for the most part. You have a couple of, it was actually one really cool spot where you had Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. They were actually trading a bunch of holds. So you would get a Japanese rolling clutch, right? And then the Japanese rolling clutch, you would have Bryan, who was single out of it. They hit like a front chancery lock, and then he'll double leg him, and then he'll hit him with a Japanese rolling clutch, and they'll reverse each other back and forth before the momentum swung back into Zack Sabre Jr.'s position, and then he himself would lock in like a cross arm breaker, for an example, right? But one of my favorite spots in this match was, okay, so he was going for another Japanese rolling clutch, Danielson that is. Actually, it was a Lahamai straw cradle. And then Zack Sabre Jr. He tried to go for a Japanese rolling clutch. And as he's going into a Japanese rolling clutch, Bryan catches his arms in like a tiger suplex position almost like, but he captures his arms in that manner, right? And then he twists him over and then he locks in the cattle mutilation, which I thought was fan-fucking-tastic. That was beautiful. It was another spot where like Danielson went for a rolling clutch. It's like a prawn hold, for an example, right? Look it up online if you're not familiar with what a prawn hold is. He locks him into a prawn hold, and then when he rolls him over into a lateral pin, Zack Sabre Jr. catches his arm and then flips over and then locks in a cross arm breaker from that position right there. And then they both kept going back and forth as far as backslide. So one would try to get a backslide, and then the other one would maneuver it out, and they'll start elbowing each other in the head. And then like he'll try to go for another backslide, and he'll start elbowing him in the head, and they kept going back and forth. So it got to a position where Danielson almost got in the he did get the backslide in, but then eventually they were standing up, and then they started going at it for a little bit longer. Then it got to a point where like Zack Sabre Jr., because he's working over his arm so many times, he starts to European uppercut Danielson's arm, and in rebuttal Danielson would hit him with a low kick. So they'll go back and forth, a European uppercut to the arm, low kick, European uppercut to the arm, lower kick, European uppercut to the arm, and that's when they went to a transition to another backslide, right? Then it got to a point where they got on the mat, and Zack Sabre Jr. does like a PK kick right to Danielson's arm. And he's gonna go for another maneuver on his arm. No, actually, I take that back. He was gonna go for a maneuver on his leg, and then he hit it, but then Danielson, he like gets back up, and then like he twitches it, like he falls down to an Achilles, into an, I think it was like an Achilles hold, right? He grabs his leg and he drops down, hits him into an Achilles tendon hold, and he stretches it, right? It's a single leg. And then like he sits back up, and like Sabre Jr., he like maneuvers it back out, and then he gets him into a single leg and Achilles tendon hold, right? And he has him locked in, and him and Bryan, they're like looking at each other's faces, and he has it locked in, and Danielson wants to get out of the hold, right? So he spits in his face, and then when he spits in his face, Sabre just slaps him in the face, hits him a couple of times. Then Bryan, he just hits him one good time in the face with a slap and knocks him completely out, to the point that he got out of the hold, right? And then there was another spot where like he scissored, Zack Sabre Jr. that is, scissored Bryan Danielson's arms. It's like, I don't even know what to call this right here, right? It's like he's doing a full Nelson with his legs, but it's a scissor lock for the most part, and he has him inside. It's almost a Rings of Saturn, but not quite. He locks him into this hole, and it's like, it's so gross. It's like, because you know that Bryan Danielson, he has a steel bar in his arm, so he's working over his arm, but he's legitimately, and you can't fake this, because even if you want to say the left arm, he's working on the left arm just as much as he's working on the right arm, and it's like Bryan is letting him do this, and it's like, fucking hell, bro. But sooner or later, Bryan Danielson made it to the ropes. You can hear Nigel McGuinness on commentary, and he's so heated. He sounds almost like he's personally insulted by the fact that Danielson is fighting back against Zack Sabre Jr., right? You get to the finish, essentially, where Zack Sabre Jr., I forgot how they set up for this maneuver right here, but Bryan, he hit him with the Busaku knee, and he got the pin cover, but Sabre Jr. kicked out. And like a very strong style type of manner, he kicks out and he starts to roar. But then Bryan hit off another Busaku knee, and then he got the win off of that. Kind of a Foley finish. So that's the entire match right there. And Danielson, he wanted to shake Zack Sabre Jr.'s hand, but Zack Sabre Jr. didn't want to shake his hand. And they left the match right there. Bryan Danielson, he's like hugging Aubrey Edwards, and they're celebrating. And all I could think of was, bravo. This was a fantastic match. This was a breakfast style type of match. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch again, because I feel as if I'm missing intricate spots. There are still some intricate spots that I really want to touch on that I just cannot remember. I should have took notes during this match. I fucked up, and I should have took notes during this match right here. I really want to kick myself in the ass. I'm going to go back and watch this match again when I get the opportunity, because I feel as if I didn't really get enough of it. I didn't get as much as I wanted to get out of this match right here. They have to run this match back again. This is not just it. This can't just be it. They have to run this back again. This was a quality grade A match. And I feel as if, even if you're, because I feel like UFC fans pick on wrestling fans so much for it being fake and all this other kind of stuff. I think this is the kind of match even a UFC fan would appreciate, just because of the scientific aspect and realism that they put into this match. This is about as close as you could possibly get to, say, a Chris Benoit and a Dean Malenko back in 1996 during Hog Wild. Was it Hog Wild? I think it was Hog Wild. Or Road Wild, one of those two. Back in 96, when the crowd is being really, really disrespectful. This is about as close as you could possibly get to a Billy Robinson, the European sports, I forgot the word, World of Sports type of matches. This is about as close as you could possibly get to a match like that. This was absolutely phenomenal and fantastic. Obviously, you have to have a taste for this kind of stuff. This is a very chess type of oriented match, if you will. I loved everything about this, but I feel they could do a lot more. And I'm happy that they had that finish with Zack Sabre Jr. not shaking his hand. They don't have to go 2 out of 3 falls. They don't even have to go Iron Man. Now, if they want to, trust me, I'm not opposed to that idea, but they don't have to go that far. Run it back again. Run it back again. This time I'm going to take notes. If they run that back again, I'm going to take notes. But this was a phenomenal match, obviously. I expected nothing less from this, but I know they can do more. This is just a taste that we can get from a match between Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson. They need to run that match back again. But with that being said, the 6-man tag match is coming up. Let's get to it. But I want to see more of that. I got to rewatch. I'm going to rewatch that match when this is all said and done. You see, if the Fatal 4-Way tag team match did what this 6-man tag match did, maybe I wouldn't have so much of a problem with it. They actually let shit breathe. Now, granted, they had about as much no-selling as the Fatal 4-Way tag team match did, but again, it's AEW. That just comes with the fucking territory, unfortunately. But, like, there was just a sense of more storytelling, and there was a sense of just letting moves breathe a hell of a lot more than that Fatal 4-Way match was. But in the sense, it was still very, very similar. But I'm willing to give this match a little bit more high in regards, because, again, they told a story. And again, there was just a lot more movement. I will say, for like the first half, it was really boring. I know most people, they like this style of wrestling, so I'm not shitting on it in the sense that, like, you know, like you shouldn't be allowed to like the match. But for my taste, for what I like in my professional wrestling, even though it was high octane, I thought the first half was very, very boring. Once you get to the second half, once you get to the point where Kota Ibushi, he pulls some Kaioken bullshit, and you got like Will Ospreay and Konosuke and Sammy Guevara. They're like looking across the ring at Ibushi, and he's like like it was some anime shit. Like, I don't know how to describe it. You have like Will Ospreay, he walks up to him and then like he just sticks him right in his shit. Boom, punches him right in his shit. And then like he punches I think he punched, was it Sammy Guevara next, I believe. He punched Will, then he punches Sammy, and then him and Konosuke start like trading elbows and clotheslines. That was a really cool spot. I like that a lot. That was really cool. And by the way, little side note, I swear, like what the hell? Like when I seen him, how long ago was the War Games match they had, the Blood and Guts match? How long ago was that? Because I swear, when I seen Kota Ibushi in that match, he looked like such a Pillsbury Doughboy. And then I see him in this match right here, like, he's not cut up. Because I remember seeing Kota Ibushi when he was in New Japan back in 2020 and 2019 and 2018. He was like a fucking, that dude was cut out of a fucking rock. He was cut from straight granite. And he's not too far from that runner. He looks a lot better now than he did about 3 or 4 months ago. Like, Jesus Christ, this dude just like he put in a lot of work to get into this shape right here. Like, he doesn't look like the old Ibushi, but he looks way better than he did in Blood and Guts. That was really quick. I don't know what his regimen is, but man, dude, he has a lot of patience. I don't know the word for it. Who cares? But unfortunately, and depends how you look at it. I say unfortunately because I kind of thought this story, I thought they were going to go the Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero route with Jericho and Sammy Guevara, where Sammy just cannot beat Jericho until he finally gets that one victory. But unfortunately, Don Callis came in the ring when Jericho had him, because Sammy was going to go for the GTS, or I guess the GTH, and then Jericho caught his leg and then put him in the walls. And then Don came in the ring and he hit him with the bat. Floyd the bat, whatever he calls it, Floyd the Barber, Floyd the Bat. That's my Nirvana side coming out of me. And well, yes, Sammy got the win off of that. It was hilarious trying to see Kenny and Kota try to get in the ring, but you got Will Ospreay like holding their legs. I thought they were actually going to make it and break up the pin, but nah, Jericho got pinned. I think that was probably the only unsatisfactory part of the match, because I don't know, like, you kind of ruined the story as far as what I thought they were going to go down, where it's like Sammy just cannot get a win over Jericho. Well, he beat him. He pinned him right here. So, I mean, there goes that story out the window. But it was a solid match. It was very similar to the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, just a lot more storytelling compared to that match right there. Okay, so first things first, before I even talk about this match, I don't know who that big dude is on Aussie Open, but he I don't know if it was his elbow or if it's his wrist. Either one of those two, I think it was his wrist. He broke his wrist. Like, there's no way. You can see throughout the match, that's a tough son of a bitch right there. I gotta tell you, they went for like maybe a good 7 or 8 minutes, and that dude was holding his wrist. Like, it was noticeable. It was I don't know if it was off the crossbody spot, but like or maybe when Dash Wilder or Cash Wheeler, when he did that body splash with the powerplex and he landed directly on his arm, but he broke his wrist. Like, that's for damn sure. Either he broke his wrist or he broke his elbow. He kept holding his arm up, so I couldn't really tell like what he actually hit, but he broke some part of his arm, and I hope that guy gets better. He's a tough son of a bitch, though, to keep going on and on and on and on, doing all those spots when he clearly broke something in his arm. But this match right here, it was good. It was fine. I wouldn't call it the best match of the night, but it was fine. It did its thing. FTR has had better matches, but they haven't had anywhere near close to having. Like, I wouldn't call this their worst match by any stretch of the imagination. These guys went in there and they did their little. It was like a collision match, if I had to describe it. You know, you got the powerplex spot, as I notated, that the bigger dude totally broke his wrist on. You got a spike power driver on the apron. A couple of gnarly spots. I was gonna say that they did do a shatter machine, Aussie Open that is, but it was botched, and I think it has more to do with the fact that the dude couldn't get him up quick enough. He got him up. I think it was Cash Wheeler. He got him up, but he couldn't get him up quick enough because, I mean, again, the dude clearly broke something in his arm. The finish essentially came when they hit a super big rig, or shatter machine, however you like to refer to it, off the turnbuckle, and they got the win off of that. FTR, that is. I don't know if they were supposed to win the match, but if they were, I'm pretty sure they called an audible on that, because that dude, he he got fucked up. He really did get fucked up. I'll probably give this match like 3 stars. In reality, I would give it 2.5 stars, but I'll be generous and I'll go 3 stars, just because, like, you know, an incident happened, and for the dude to just keep pushing the way he pushed, even though, you know, he could have just sat out the entire match if he wanted to. They only had, like, I guess 6 or 7 more minutes to go, so, you know, I hope the guy gets better, but that was really bad. I don't know if it was off the spot also, because there was 2 spots that happened back to back that could have easily broken his arm or his wrist, and honestly, it could have I wouldn't be shocked if Cash Wheeler got a concussion also. So they did the powerplex spot, and I'm pretty sure that's what broke his wrist, because Cash Wheeler landed really, really awkwardly on his arm. But then afterwards, I think it was the Aussie Open dude. He had one of the smaller dude, the one that's dating Sky Blue, Kyle Fletcher, I think his name is. He hit a crossbody on Dax Harwood, and he crossbodied him on top of the path, on top of the pile. So he crossbodied him on top of Cash Wheeler, who was pinning the bigger Aussie Open dude, right? But also the bigger Aussie Open dude, he hit like a. So they did like a Road Warriors Doomsday device, but instead of the clothesline, the dude did like a jumping crescent kick almost. Like, it was really fucking impressive for a guy his size. But that could have broken his wrist also. There was a lot of spots that could have done what it did to that guy's wrist. And again, I just hope he feels better, but solid match all around. But with that being said, folks, let's get to the main event. We got Christian versus Darby Allin. This has been a long show, and thank God it's almost over with. But let's see, are we gonna get Edge tonight? Are we gonna get Edge? We're gonna see tonight. Let's get it on. It's this match right here. Do we have Edge? Do we not have Edge? Who would have guessed that one of the best AEW main events in company's history? Who would have guessed that one of the top 3 biggest all-time moments in AEW history would revolve around its version of the European Championship? Who would have thought that one of the biggest moments, arguably, you got to take this into context, I wouldn't say top 10, but top 50, at least in wrestling history, when you think about the context of it, one of the biggest moments in wrestling history is... The TNT, that TNT championship right there, that TNT championship, this match is the biggest moment that will ever happen in that title's lineage. Period, point blank, ever, period. And now, by distinction, Christian is arguably the most important champion in that company, more so than MJF, more so than your international champion, who I can't even remember right now. That title right there, that TNT championship, is one of the most important titles in AEW right now currently. That match was insane. That moment, everything building up to that moment was ridiculous. That was insane. Okay, so first and foremost, the match. So the first fall was pretty quick. Darby Allin pulled Christian's turtleneck above his neck and got a jackknife pin for the first fall. And then you get into the second fall, and oh my God, Christian, he tried to murder Darby Allin. Like, he literally attempted to murder Darby Allin. So, like, Christian, it all started with Christian pushing Darby Allin off the apron and Darby Allin hitting the turnbuckle, or hitting the announcement table. That was already bad enough. Christian then pulled out some steel steps, and mind you, he's taunting. There's so much shit that happened in this match. He's taunting Nick Wayne's mom. So, like, he pulls out the steps, and, like, he grabs Darby Allin, and, like, he was botching this, but, like, it was so disgusting when he finally attempted he attempted to suplex Darby Allin, like suplex toss him from the ring to the outside floor on the edge of the steel steps. I'm not talking about the edge, like the behind the stairs, and by the way, we'll talk about edge in a minute, the other edge. I'm talking about the steel steps, the steps you walk up on. This sick son of a bitch attempted to suplex him from the inside of the ring to the outside of the ring on the actual stair part. He botched it, and he dropped him on the floor back first. Then he gets outside the ring, and he actually hits the suplex toss on the floor on the edge of the steps. Then he brings him back on the apron and body slams him off the apron onto the steel steps. And when he body slammed him onto the steel steps, Darby literally bounced off the edge of the stairs. That is by far one of the gnarliest fucking bumps I've ever seen in professional wrestling history. Like, you can't fake that. Like, what the hell is wrong with Darby Allin? Like, I understand trying to get the match over, but my God, there's trying to get the match over, and then there's that. That made no sense. Why would you even do a spot like that? That's so stupid. Like, you are gonna come back to wrestle. Like, that was just, as awe-inspiring that was such a dumb fucking spot for Darby to take. I cannot put this into words how dumb that was. But then it goes on. So the guys with the stretcher, they come out and they attempt to stretcher Darby out of the ring while he's on the floor, and they're stretching him out of the arena. Christian, he's like taking the ropes loose on the ring mats inside the ring, and he's taking off all the ropes. He's unloosening all the ropes, and he pulls the ring mat up. Very similar, well, it was just like Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega a couple of years ago, and he exposes the floor. And him and Darby, good Lord, Darby Allin, they wrestle on the floor. I mean, they wrestle on the actual exposed ring. Christian hit an unprettier on the fucking floor. Darby Allin hit a coffin drop on the floor, the mat of the floor. Just, these guys beat the holy fuck out of each other. But you think that's over? No, this match gets even more crazier, twists and turns throughout this match. Nick Wayne comes in there because Christian, he speared the referee by accident, and Nick Wayne comes inside the ring, and he picks up the AEW TV championship, and he hits Darby Allin with the belt. He turns on Darby Allin, and Christian gets the win off of that. He hits him with the belt, and Christian gets the win. Him and Nick Wayne start to beat the shit out of Darby Allin. They're talking shit. They're just humiliating Darby Allin. He is completely unconscious. He's done for. Sting comes out and tries to save Darby Allin. He helps out a little bit before Luchasaurus gets in the ring, and he distracts a little tiny bit, and they beat the crap out of Sting eventually. And then you get this little vignette with a car, like, it looks like it's playing some type, like some El Diablo type of music, and it's like driving, and you see fireworks and like a roller coaster all in the background, and look who it is. It's Edge. Edge debuts, full-on Metalingus theme and all, and he gets in the ring, and he gets the chair, and he looks like he's gonna concerto Sting. He instead hits Nick Wayne with the chair, he hits Luchasaurus with the chair, and Christian gets out of the ring. And they're all in the ring celebrating while Christian is holding up the TNT championship. And I'm looking at all this. By the way, I cut it off right away because I had to upload the short. But I heard Tony Khan came out to embrace Edge. I'm not sure if they did it on live or whatever. That's all that happened was some of the most craziest storytelling, some of the most brutal fucking spots, some of the most, that was amazing. Everything about that was amazing. I'm having a hard time thinking what was a better spectacle. As a match, Bryan Danielson and MJF, they had the better match. But in terms of an angle, in terms of a story, this takes the cake as the best main event of the year so far. WWE or AEW otherwise. You can sit here and try to play this tribalism game as you want to. I told you, I don't pick sides. I was shit on WWE and I was shit on AEW, and I will give praise where praise is due to either company. That was the best main event of the entire year. Bar none, easily, not even close. That was insane. Everything about that match was insane. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. What a hell of a way to make a debut. By the way, I didn't pay attention. Did they call Edge by his name in the company? I'm not sure. I heard Taz say the rated R superstar, but did they call Edge by his name, or did they call him Adam Copeland? I didn't really pay attention. Someone can let me know in the comment section. But that just boosts this entire show by up a point when it comes to a rating. At first, I was willing to give this show like a 6.5 or whatever. Just this main event alone boosts this up to a 7.5 automatically. This was fantastic. Everything about this was fan-fucking-tastic. This is one of my favorite matches of the year. From the sheer brutality to just the pomp and circumstances to the turns that I did not see fucking coming. Everything about this match was fan-fucking-tastic. And to think it all surrounds around the TNT Championship is something that I just cannot get out of my mind. I can't get out of my fucking head. The TNT Championship. This is the most important TNT title match in the company's history, and nothing will ever surpass this. Just kudos to everybody involved. This was absolutely fantastic. I love this match. I'm going to go back and watch it again when I get the opportunity. This match, the Danielson match, and Sabre Jr., both of these matches, that makes this pay-per-view worthwhile. And you had like semi-good matches like Julia Hart and Kris Statlander. Swerve and Paige delivered to a certain degree. The 6-man tag match wasn't that bad also. Yeah, this was a solid pay-per-view. And this match right here just completely put it over the top as far as being solid. This was fantastic. This was great. Great job. Great job. Great job. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Holy shit, now I'm wide awake. Now, before I was super sleepy, now I'm wide awake. Goddamn. That was crazy. That was fucking crazy. I guess we got to tune in to Dynamite to see what they're going to do next with Edge. Edge is now all elite. We knew this was coming. I just didn't know how many twists and turns they were going to do to get to this. This was insanity. That was fantastic shit. Kudos to everybody involved. Can't put this over enough. Check out this match and check out the Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson match if you guys get the opportunity. Let me get the hell up out of here and let this all sink in. Let us digest everything that happened on the show, in particular that main event. And let's dwell on it and get a conversation started in the comment section if you guys would like to. Let me get up out of here, man. As always, deuces, P-eyes.